And welcome to the Utica Curling Club channel for the first event of 2020, bringing you the championship final of the Calder Conley Hurd Bonspiel, our first members only in-house event of the year. Teams are marching out on the ice now. And we're about to get underway. One of curling's great traditions, the Taste of Sunday. Ceremonial toast before the championship final. Something every curler aspires to achieve every Bonspiel weekend. Sheet colors haven't been assigned yet, or rock colors, sorry. On sheet 2, we have Team Law against Team Jones in our D final. On sheet 3, our feature match, we'll have Team Sewell against Team Stuhlman. That'll be our championship final. On sheet 4, the B event final, Team Acosta versus Team Hagberg. And on sheet 5, our C final will be Team Palazzoli and Team Hurd. We'll update the rock colors as soon as the coin tosses are done and the first rocks are thrown. And we'll try to keep you up to date on the other scores as the game progresses. In our feature matchup this morning, we have Team Sewell, skipped by Bill Sewell, third Jen Turner, second Bill Turner, and lead Lynn McLaren. And they'll be opposed by Team Stuhlman. Ann Stuhlman at skip, Ben Gaetano at third, Julie Carter at second, and Scott Carter at lead. The Calder Conley Hurd and Crawford Bonspiel is a staple here at the Utica Curling Club. Typically our first members only mixed event of the season. Always held the first weekend in January. And we're underway. Scott Carter throwing the first stone. Team Sewell with the Blue Rocks will have the last rock here in the first end. That guard attempt coming up a bit short. Lynn McLaren with her first. Just trying to go top house here. Just a shade short of the house, but a good spot to be raised or tapped. Julie Carter now with a chance to guard Shotstone. And that guard over curled, so Shotstone's still open for Bill Turner. Chance to hit and roll under. Just looking to hit and roll underneath the pile of guards. Takeout attempt was a little light, but shot wound up in back 8, back 12 for second shot. Going to force Team Stuhlman to draw a second stone in here, as that blue stone is behind cover. So Julie Carter with her second, trying to come through the port. Split would be okay here. And it just slides by. Is it going to catch the blue? And it will. And it hangs on for second shots, so that'll work out okay. Shotstone's still open, however. Again, a chance for Bill Turner to hit and roll under. A little more weight this time from Bill. Going to maybe get to nose. And Blues now shot rock, so now a chance for Team Stuhlman to return the favor. Ben Gaetano here. Third for Team Stuhlman. And this one's moving hard. It's going to actually crash the guard. Yellow sitting second and third, but now a chance for Team Sewell to draw a second rock in. And set 1-2. Jen Turner with her first. Just looking to draw in. Just looking to draw around in behind cover. Weight was really nice. Just didn't curl enough. Did get the split though to lie 2. A good result. Team Stuhlman will try to hit and roll off Shotstone and get under cover to prevent Team Sewell from getting their deuce. Ben Gaetano with his second. This one looks a bit on the wide side. Going to catch a piece. Got a jam, but to get rid of shot rock. Team Sewell still sitting 1. It looks like Team Stuhlman sitting 2nd and 3rd. So another chance to draw in. This will go right on the back one. Is it going to hang around? Yes. So Team Sewell now sitting 1-2. Team Stuhlman will now need to freeze or hide. Like they might be looking to chip out shot stone. Chip out and roll. And Stuhlman looking to limit the damage here in the first end. Keep Team Sewell from getting more than 2. Just looking to chip out shot stone and roll a little bit. Not curling. It's going to get the back one though. Didn't curl as much as Ann had anticipated. Maybe just a little heavy for the amount of curl they're expecting. Did remove a stone, however. So Team Sewell sitting 1, looking to draw a second one in. First rock, first end for Bill Sewell. It's like they're changing the shot. Looking to take out the stone on the wing and sit 3. Bring the blue rock in the back of the rings into play. It's hanging out there a little bit. Should get rid of the stone. Blue does sit 2. Joined in the booth here by Tim Crofton. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Roger. Glad to be here.
So then Stuhlman looking to remove shot stone again in the top of the 8-foot. Last attempt was a little on the wide sides. Tightened up the ice a little bit. Ran a little straight down this line with board weight. And Stuhlman with her last stone here in the first end. Looks like this spot does run a little straight. It's even backed up a little bit. And that didn't move. Backed up right on release. Looked like there might be a little run on that side of the center line. Now a chance for Team Sewell. Open draw for 3.
Yeah, and that center path has been, on sheet 3, has been an issue for us lately. Fooled some of the skips in the last week or two.
Yeah, that one just didn't move. In fact, it looked like it even backed up after the release. I don't think the release was inside out. I think it just kind of fell into a straight spot.
First end, still learning the ice.
Last rock, first end. Bill Sewell. This is a little tight. Are they going to get by the guard? And no, they're going to wreck. Are they going to spill one on? Might get a 4 spot here. It did roll onto the rail. Looks like they might have grabbed 4. Looked like the split was successful. That worked out better than the draw. We'll see when they hang the score, but it looked like the split was successful. Nope, only 3. Very close to being a 4 spot there. Team Stuhlman with Yellow Rocks will have the last rock advantage here in the second end. None of the other games have completed their first end yet, but we'll update you on those games as soon as those ends are completed.
Looks like sheet 4 just hung 2 for the red team.
So Team Acosta takes a 2-0 lead after 1.
Looks like coming back this way, the leads are getting tripped up on the ice is running a little slow. First stone was hogged. This second lead stone was just barely made it over the hog line.
Yeah, with the last rock, you don't want to be short. It's okay to drop those stones in the rings. And that one just crept over the hog line. So a couple corner guards now for Team Stuhlman to draw around.
Yep, that's the call. Scott Carter trying to come in around this.
Yeah, and overcorrected just a bit. That one's going to sail through, I think. But if you're coming up the middle around the corner guard, better to do that than leave a high guard. And Team Sewell trying to go around the corner first. The other option here would be to throw another center guard. I think if you're the team with the hammer, you always love to see your opposition play to the edges.
That's right. Leave that center line open for you to come in.
You can always get your singles, so you're not putting much pressure on the hammer team. And if you miss this shot, it gives the hammer team a chance to hit and roll under. Or in this case, if it goes behind T-line, now you can go around the corner and have some backing. Looks heavy, but they're sweeping for line. This looks like a great shot.
Yep.
It's going to be totally buried under the corner. Doesn't matter if it's shot. Just make sure you get it under the corner. Over curled a bit.
Yep.
That's a great spot. Still early in the end. Don't have to be shot rock at this stage. That rock in the back of the house is easily tapped back.
I think blue's shot here.
Yeah, from our vantage point, it looks like blue shot rock, but it really doesn't matter.
Right.
Just need to tap that blue stone a couple inches to get your deuce. Really nice come around by Julie Carter to get underneath the corner guard.
Looks like Bill Sewell's trying to play a freeze down to this yellow.
Yeah, come right next to it or on top of it. And this one's coming to the back as well.
Yeah.
You may chip out shot stone. And it will. Now yellow's definitely shot, and you go around the corner again. And it's just going to split the house. Yep. Nice safe call. The only thing you don't want to be here is short. Got a really nice setup going for this end with a hammer.
Sweepers staying up. Here they go.
Again, this looks like another really nice shot.
Yep.
This is going to get under the corner.
It's in the house. Yep.
Very nice. So now you got two under the corner. You're sitting 1-3. Maybe 1-2. Again, it's hard to tell from our vantage point, but it doesn't really matter. That blue rock on the back 12 is pretty much a dead stone.
Yep, wide open.
Yep, wide open to be removed the last rock. So Team Sewell's got to get a second rock in here.
And he's calling for that same freeze before up to the yellow on the outer edge of the 8-foot. Less weight on this stone.
This is usually a bad feeling when you don't have hammer and you've got no place to hide other than the corner guards. Yeah, that curled hard late and is going to bounce. I did not want to bounce.
Leaves that open for a hit.
Yeah, and then you tap that out. Tap that out, sit 2. Tricky little shot, though. Got to negotiate the guard. It's very high, though. Shouldn't be in play. That's what I call an optical guard. It's in your eyesight, but it's not really doing anything. You should be able to get this shot fairly easily with hack weight. Turn that in a little bit.
Yeah.
And you do not want to wreck this guard.
I think they're on the guard.
Take the whole end away.
Wow.
And not enough weight either. That was, what, barely T-line weight, huh?
Yeah. So now the complexion of this end has changed a little bit. Now Bill's calling for the guard, or tight guard, or top 12 on the center line.
Yeah, you're sitting 1-2 now, so you can take some liberty to guard shot rock. Can be a little careful. There's like a quarter rock double. Those two blues could be removed.
Looks a little light.
It's coming up.
Yep.
Need a little more finish.
Yep.
Yeah, the question is how frisky are you here? I mean,
Yeah.
the quarter rock double's there, and Ben Gaetano with his stick, I think he can throw plenty of weight here.
That's what Ann's looking at right now is, do I do the double or
Yeah,
come
you
down to
You
that
could just come
shot?
down and tap up shot rock.
Yep.
I mean, the double's a, tricky shot. You got to be pretty accurate. Well, let's see. I got to draw my arrow a little better. But that's there. They're just going to play the tap back. It certainly is an easy shot, easier shot than the double. To get by, this looks really good.
It's going to be close to the center line guard.
And it's just going to over curl. Just not enough weight again. Needed a little more weight. A little on the light side for that broom.
Yep, second end. Teams are still adjusting to the ice speed. Looks like Bill's probably just going to put this guard back.
Going to put it right back. It's going to take the other turn here, interesting enough.
So in the other games, sheet 2, score of 1 for the red team, and sheet 5.
So
also
Team
score
Law leads Team Jones 1-0 after 1.
Yep.
And on sheet 5, Team Palazzoli leads 1-0, grabbing a single in the first. They're up on Team Hurd. And our C final on sheet 5. Team Palazzoli 1-0 over Team Hurd. This looks like it's coming in. And it's going to come right to the forefoot.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh.
She looks more pissed that she fell.
So it looks like, is Ann going to try the double here, Roger?
No, you lose your shooter if you try the double. I think you just hit and flop over the stone on the back 4 and leave it for some backing. So I think Ann's just looking to hit and roll into this area here.
Yep.
And then that stone would be very hard to remove.
Yep.
And that at least makes it possible for you to get your single. Now going the other way, this was the little straight spot, right?
Correct.
Going back toward the scoreboards. Let's see what this stone does with some weight in this spot. And would like to cross over just a hair and roll in front of the stone on the back 4.
So it's out.
And again, that's hanging
not,
a little bit.
Yeah, not coming.
And that's definitely a straight spot.
Starting to move now. I think it's going to bounce the other way.
Yeah, it's going to roll the other way a little bit. So we've seen that twice now going both ways, that just on that left side of the center line.
Yeah.
as we go toward the scoreboard. Just maybe a little bit straight on, just off the center line.
So with no backing now, Bill can just get rid of this one.
Yep, looking for a force here. Just nose would be fine. And that'll force Ann to grab a single, which would be just fine with the 3-0 lead. Perfect shot would be to hit and roll in front of your blue and cut down the scoring area and make Ann draw against 3 with a very tight scoring area, but even a nose hit here will be okay. Don't want to get too cute to the point that you hit and roll out or move your stone off the back 4. And again, this is hanging
out,
as well.
Yeah.
Be careful, this doesn't jam.
Bounce yellow out the back.
Yeah, it'll go out the back, and this will still be a draw against 3.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
Like
2. It looks like the yellow
yeah.
one is out counting the one that was just thrown. So still draw against 2. Got to grab the 4-foot. Can even come to the rock on the back 4 if you want. Just got to be a little careful not to wreck on the blue on the top 8.
Yeah, and so the trouble here at second end, Ann's just trying to figure out what amount of ice do I get, right? Well, it looks like maybe she's looking at a different shot.
I don't think there's really much to think about. I think you're just drawing the 4-foot here,
Yeah.
right? It's the last rock. I wouldn't be hitting anything here for sure. You're just throwing a draw.
Yeah.
So you can come to the back when, if needed. I wouldn't throw it back there. You could just draw a T-line. Full force. What they pay this big skips for here.
Mm-hmm. So she's
Earn your money.
She's thinking about just about 3 feet of curl here.
Yeah, it looks like it. You want to be careful. You don't want to catch that top blue too thick. You could give up a steal.
Like you say, either catch the top, or even if it does curl in over and crosses the face on the shot rock.
Right, you can come to the shot rock, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you just graze the rock on the top 8, you'd be okay too, probably. Just want to throw T-line weight here.
Okay, hammer shot.
Last rock, second in, and Stuhlman drawing against 2. It's not light. Needs to curl. You need the macking, I think. Is it going to curl enough? It's going to catch a piece. May not stay for shot. And that's going to be a steal of 2. Just too much weight. From our vantage point, it looks clearly that yellow is third stone.
Yeah.
They're taking a good look.
Yeah, it's hard to see from our point of view. It's close, definitely close. You've got to look at it, what do we say, more than twice?
Yeah, if you're going to spend that much time, just get the stick.
Yep.
And they've agreed. I believe it was a steal of 2.
So sheet 4 looks like they had a blank end between Team Acosta and Team Hagberg.
So still 2-0 after 2. Team Hagberger retaining the hammer here in the third end in our B final on sheet 4.
Yeah, it looks like we're into skip stones on the other 2 games, so we'll update those scores in a minute.
Team Sewell now with a commanding lead. Can throw this stone right into the 4-foot. You don't need any guards now. Guards will only help Team Stuhlman. Actually, a really nice draw on sheet 2 against 4. Caught a piece of the button to get 1. Looks like Team Jones has tied that game up 1-1. In our D final. So Team Stuhlman now a little bit of a hole to dig out of. Still got some time. 6 ends to play. Corner guard came in.
Yep.
And so they'll definitely chase this off. Bill Sewell asking the Lynn McLaren whether she likes the in-turn or out-turn here. She's chosen the in-turn. So you choose your turn, you have to make it, right?
That's true.
Every time you call your shot, you have to make it.
This is out just a touch.
Yeah, looks like the weight's going to be okay, though. Is it going to come up enough? Yeah, it's got a piece. Got a good piece of it. Is it going to remove it from play? Yes. Well done. Okay, called a shot. She made it. And going to change things up a bit. She's going to try to come around rock on the top 12, use it as a guard. Can probably bury this on T-line. With the amount of curl we have. And that looks like it's going to wreck. Yeah, just a little light. Going to come into the top 12. And Team Sewell will hit that for sure.
Yep.
With a 5-point lead. No sense in leaving any yellow rocks in play that can be removed.
C final, Team Hurd took back 3, so on sheet 5, Team Hurd 3-1 over Team Palazzoli.
Big comeback by Team Hurd there. And well done. Don't really need to hang around. That's just more guards.
Right.
Don't mind rolling out there at all.
Yeah, Ann's got to generate some offense here, so trying to tuck in some stones in. And
you can still throw a corner guard here, too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Team Sewell is just going to go into cleanup mode. I think even if you get this completely buried, they'll probably just run their own stone off.
Sure.
Yeah, freeze on shot stone wouldn't be a bad shot at all. This is going to work out nicely. You got to put stones where they can't be removed. You got to be behind something or on top of something. That's really kind of your choice. And that'll force Team Sewell to come around. So that yellow rock is in control of the blue rock behind it now. And you could hit a half a rock there and spin 2 yellows on and get rid of the blue. So now that'll force Bill to come around. These are curling hard.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that finish. I mean, the weight wasn't bad. They just didn't take enough ice.
Yeah.
It's going to poke up yellow for shot rock, and now all of a sudden, Team Stuhlman's got something going.
Some momentum.
You can split the house here for 2, but I think Ann's probably looking for more. I mean, the yellow rock's in a great spot. I don't think I'd move it.
No.
Either go around it or split the house for 2. Julie Carter throwing a come around. This looks a little heavy. Now for Team Sewell.
Yeah, so what does Bill want to do here? Is he trying to chip that yellow one out?
I think they're going to go for the yellow.
Yep. And here we are back in our straight spot.
Yes, we are. Narrow.
That's narrow, yeah.
Go for the run back here if you let this over curl just a tad.
Yeah, I think that's might have gone a little much.
Yep. Just a little more weight. You're going to get it out? Yes. There you go. Got the plan B. And sitting 3. A little question about whether or not it went all the way out. You can put a biter bar on that in the middle of the game if you're not sure. He is allowed to measure a rock in the back of the rings on the center line.
But I remember hearing there was some rule where that was the only thing you can use.
That's the only thing you can measure in the.
Can't like use your broom or anything like that.
But if you have a rock on the center line in the back of the house, you are allowed to put a stick on that to see if it's out of play. If it's off the center line, you're not allowed to use the stick. That actually came up in our college spiel, and then our college team was informed that no, you may not use a stick to see if a rock is on the rings, only to see if it's out of play. Now Ann's doing a little cleanup here.
Yeah.
Well, since they did not remove the rock in the back of the rings, they must think it's in play, so it gives Ann a chance to get rid of some stones and perhaps bring that into scoring position. So their second rock now, so you either have to remove second rock or you need to draw another one in. And I think that's the smart call, is to kill second stone.
It's moving fast too. Oh.
Yeah, Jen came out. She said she threw the wrong handle. Didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They're going to get the one off the back of the rings. Now a chance for Ann to get rid of shot stone and sit 2. That might be the best she can do this end. No guards in play.
Does it matter here if nose or does she want a little roll maybe away from center?
Yeah, away from center would be ideal, but I think nose is fine. Their stones are far enough apart, and they're going to be even.
Yeah, to eliminate any concern about a double. And she's
Right.
taking tighter ice, so this is that straight line we've talked about before,
Yep.
so she's adjusting.
And it just runs.
Yeah, here it comes. Looks like a nose hit.
And that'll be fine. I'm going to get a little roll outside, and that's just fine. Yeah, the 5-point lead, I don't think you're even thinking about a draw here. I think you have to hit something.
Right, when you're up that much, you just basically want to get the other team's stones out of play, right?
Yep, you don't want to give up a big end. I mean, you can't afford to. If you try to draw and you wind up open and they sit 3, then you're just compounding. 5-point lead, you can give up 1 for sure is your goal, and if you give up a deuce, not the end of the world here. Still got 4 stones to play. So deuce isn't guaranteed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who pays the insurance on it? That's the person.
Bill would probably like to roll and get to shot stone position here, because if you nose hit here, Ann could just ignore it and draw around it. She'll still be shot.
It's a little narrow.
Can they hold the shooter? That's the question. And they can't hold the shooter.
So
okay, if you want 3, you could go around your yellow. Or Ann's looking at the split. That would be okay too. I think it's just easier to draw around.
Yeah. Yes, if she tries to split, if she risks, right, she could always chip off that blue right to the side and kind of keep that one in the open. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a split. You're just trying to maybe bury this rock over here, but that seems really complicated. I mean, you could just draw around, right? Same difference. I mean, if you play the split, you're still playing for 2. You could just split the house, right? Because you're going to leave a rock. If you play the split, you're going to have a rock in the open. If you play the come around, they're probably going to have to clear the stone on the top. But there's a possibility that it could jam. You can still get your 2.
Does the come around also give some risk that Team Seoul could double that out?
Anytime you bunch your stones.
Yep.
So the risk is you're hoping to get 3. And Ian just decided to split the house.
Yep.
And with no guards in play, I think it's difficult to score more than 2 here. Going to have to go hard to get this on the rings. It's looking good. And almost overcooked that, huh?
Yep.
And that's fine. Nice steep angle there. No double.
Yep. So yellow's sitting 1 and 2 right now. Blue
Actually,
with a couple biters.
Actually, they're in good shape, because I think the double probably jams if you tried to do the thin double.
So actually the benefit of having that last shot go deep is that if Bill hits this, there's a greater chance that he could roll his blue out, right?
Yep, you're near the edge of the rings. It doesn't really matter. You're either going to draw or hit with your last rock here to get a deuce. So Bill's really looking to limit the damage to 2 here. Got to be a little careful out here, because this rock snaps and misses the whole ball of wax and would put 3 in play. So last rock for Bill Sewell here in the 3rd end.
Line looked good as on the release.
Looks like he's
starting to curl. He's got a piece of it. Yep. There we go.
It's going to roll for shot, so it's going to force a hit and stick for Ann Stillman to get her deuce. 2 gets you back in the game here. And won't throw that much weight at this. Taking just a little more ice. Need to hit and stick around. Last Strong third end. And Stuhlman throwing a hit and stick for 2. Up and down. And it's hanging.
It's hanging outside, yeah.
Oh, and missed everything.
Flashed.
Steal a 1. Oh, my goodness. Played a nice end there, but didn't convert. So after 3 ends of play, Team Sewell has a 6-0 lead over Team Stuhlman in our championship final. Team Stuhlman will have the hammer here again, playing the Yellow Rocks in the 4th end.
On sheet 4, Hagbird has tied up Team Acosta.
We're 2-2 after 3. Team Acosta will have the hammer in the 4th end. Yeah, our championship game is really zipping along here.
Yeah. So if you're in right now, what do we, same strategy as last end is really just
Need some guards, need some
need
corner guards.
Corner guards and need to come in and got to generate some offense.
You need your corner guards fairly tight to the rings, not too tight. We have so much curl that midway is probably too high. This is going to be a little heavy, I think.
Yep.
This is where your leads really set the tone for an end.
It's coming back.
I mean, I think with a 6-point lead, I'd chase this all day long. You don't need a guard.
Nope.
The only question is which turn you're going to throw. Good solid weight here. Is it going to hang on? No, it's going to overcurl.
Yeah, Bill had pretty tight ice for that. And as a lead, that's one of the things you have to, I mean, leads don't throw a lot of takeouts, and you have to remember when your skip is calling that ice, make sure it's got the appropriate weight for the amount of ice given. And
yeah, make sure you get out to the broom out wide, that's for sure. Especially with curly rocks. And that stone on the back eight's not worth guarding.
No.
It's just a freeze pocket for Team Sewell, so you're going to go the other way and split the house. Even a corner guard here is okay, but I think they just want to drop this on the rings. Not quite there, but that's still usable. It can be split. You can use it as a corner guard, and I think you're still chasing shot stone here. Team Sewell, it's all about yanking yellow rocks here.
So on sheet 5, Team Hurd gaining some momentum, another 2 points to lead 5-1 over Team Palazzolo.
Big steal of 2.
And on sheet 2, do my eyes deceive me?
That looks like a big end.
Wow.
A big 5 spot by Team Law. They now lead 6-1 after 3. And a couple misses, and now Team Stuhlman's in business. They can now draw around the corner guard. Looks like this has got plenty of weight.
Ian's coming out to sweep.
I think they're all good here. Look at this finish.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Going sideways.
Yeah, great shot. Still showing maybe half of that rock.
Maybe, yeah, about half. That's going to be tough to hit. Now, Team Sewell's in a pickle. They need to get rid of some yellow rocks here. Going to have to hit the open one.
Yeah, he was just, they were just talking about, I'm going to give you the same ice, you just got to put more weight on it. So Bill Turner's been asked to get this yellow one out of the way.
Looks like a little more weight.
Yep.
That's probably hacked aboard.
Yep.
Nice weight by Bill Turner. Got rid of the Yellowstone.
And strategically, Roger, when you're making those kinds of shots, you need enough weight to do what you need to do. You don't need to put more weight on it, right? I mean, I think new curlers tend to overthrow things. They think they need a ton of weight. And
I think the best. I think kind of the best overall weight's kind of 10 seconds hog to hog, which is kind of a bumper up weight.
Yep. This one's gonna flash.
Yeah, a lot of curl there. You got to get out to the broom, and that was good weight. And I think a lot of curlers, when they learn to throw that up weight fairly accurately, they kind of fall in love with it. And it's actually, if you watch the pros, they don't throw that heavy weight very often.
Just enough to do the job, right?
Yeah, you want to control the curl, so you need enough weight so it doesn't curl a ton, but not so much weight that you lose your shooter if you hit the, target rock a quarter-inch off center.
Yeah,
or off line, you get a decent roll. You got to keep your shooters around.
Right. And that keeping those shooters puts more pressure on the other team, right? They've got to deal with them. If you hit and roll,
you hit and roll out. Yeah, you're not creating any pressure.
Right. Looks like Bill's is he going after this yellow one?
Yeah, it's a free shot now. So I think you either run the corner guard off or you run the shot stone, the second shot off. Either one.
Hit something yellow is the goal.
Yeah, I think so. You don't need to guard shot stone. I don't think you want to draw one in. You're just leaving yellows in play.
Sweepers are saying
it's like no handle.
Yeah. The pick?
Just a light handle, and I think it's just it almost took their own rock out. Second wrong handle of the game. Now it gives Ann another chance to sit two. This would be good broom if you can throw solid board weight. It's tight.
Yep. Well, using the stick, you can't throw a lot of weight with the stick, and you got to control it.
Just didn't get out to the broom. Is it going to nick it? Nope.
Nope.
All right, so a chance for Bill to. No, it's not going to go for the hit. It's just going to draw in.
Coming behind T. Yep.
All right, so third time's the charm here. Let's see if we can hit this blue stone again. It's got a force field around it.
So do you do the same turn, or we try something different?
You're going to try the other turn.
Yeah. And a lot more ice, which is good. You see sometimes teams they'll try the same shot 2, 3, 4 times, and if
They miss it.
yeah, and continue to miss and think that what
Yep.
something's going to change.
The definition of insanity, right?
Right.
Trying the same thing over and over, hoping for a different result. And it looks like they're all over it.
Yep.
So good call by Ann
Yep.
Stillman to change things up there. And these rocks are freshly textured, so I mean they're going to curl. And we've had quite a few over curls tonight and this afternoon.
Sheet 4 looks like they're going to a broom stacking event.
They are indeed. Another of the traditions of curling.
Take a little respite from the game after they didn't hang the end, so I don't know what happened. I didn't see what happened on that last skip.
So the trick is to actually stack the brooms. It's good that you do this before you go to the bar. To get them all to stand up. You usually need a hat or a glove.
Right.
They've almost got it. Oh, it's tilting. Oh, it's going to stay.
Okay, so here goes Bill trying to eliminate shot rock. Looks like he's got it. Whether or not he sticks around. Nope.
Yep, so now a chance to for Ann Stillman to draw in. Split the house again. If you want more, you got to go around your yellow stone. They can split that top one at any time. They don't need to do it now.
Right.
And otherwise, you're just going to bunch all your stones.
Right. This is Ann's first shot, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the split gets you. It's the same as drawing in for
yeah.
2, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want 3, I think you have to go around it.
And you have a little more control if you're just drawing. The split, there's always the risk that, based on your weight or your angle and what the ice, happens to the 2 stones.
Well, you're managing 2 things. So you're playing the split, you have to have perfect weight and line.
Yep.
Whereas if you throw the draw, you pretty much just need good weight. It doesn't really matter where that draw winds up if you split the house. As long as it's shot and you're not leaving a double. And if you want 3, I think you go right around that rock on the top 12.
Yep.
And then you're hoping that Bill is not going to lock a freeze on that stone because you will be a little exposed. If you could get half under, it would be perfect. If you got half under T-line. It's taken off.
Yeah, it's curling hard.
You need to come up there.
Yep. So definitely.
Yeah, I think you bunched your stones there, though. So, I mean, you could throw a double here.
I was going to say, does
no
Bill
risk.
Bill throw the double? Why not, right?
Yeah, why not? You're not going to.
If he knows hits.
I don't think you're getting shot rock out of this anyway. So, I mean, if you lose
Right.
your shooter, you lose your shooter. I think if you hit the 2/3 of rock here, you get them both. Or half a rock.
If he knows it and has an opportunity for 2.
Yep. So you're no worse off than you were.
Right. If it flashes, if you're light or you're heavy and you miss,
You
then
just gotta
she could draw for 3.
Right.
So.
You got to make sure you hit a rock here.
Right.
Make sure you hit the rock in the house. I think half rock here is really close for a double.
Yep.
It's over
Looks like it's
curling.
over-curling,
They're going to
yeah.
get it. They're going to get it, though.
Something.
Oh, no, they're going to wreck. Wow, that over curled.
And the shooter goes out, so here's Ann's draw for 3.
Chance for 3 and get back in the game.
Anywhere in the house.
You can even draw to your own stone. As a skip, though, you should be able to hit paint here.
Throw it to the sweepers.
Yep, 4th end. You should be able to hit the paint.
Don't be heavy.
No, because you know what, Israel can get
And there's no fixing heavy. Last rock, fourth in, draw for 3 for Team Stuhlman. Just looking to touch paint. It's not light. Just need to clean it. And it looks like a nice draw.
Yep.
Right on the 4-foot.
Okay. Makes the game a little more interesting.
So back in the game with a big 3 spot. After 4, 6-3 Team Sewell. Team Sewell, the Blue Rocks, will have the last rock in the 5th end.
Sheet 4, Team Acosta took 3 in the 4th end, so they're now up 5-2 over Team Hagberg.
So 4 ends to play.
So Ann's goal this end, keep them, try to
I think you
steal.
got to try to steal.
Yeah.
You're down 3.
Yep.
I think you need to steal one end, get a force, and see if you can get a deuce somewhere. Come home maybe down 1 without.
Right.
Trying to steal your last end, something like that. I think you're going to have to go all out for steals. Down 3 with 4 to play.
So I think that guard ran in a little deep. Bill's just going to hit it.
And that won't help the cause
Nope.
here.
You want to steal, you want to put the stack 2 guards, right, and then come in behind.
That would be ideal. Get 2 guards up.
It's a little touch narrow. Enough to get out.
Just enough weight
Yep.
to remove it from play. I think you still got to throw a guard here. Yep. Last chance to use the free guard zone here. This looks like a good guard.
Yep.
Right on the center line. Get a 4 out of 4 on that one.
How long has Scott been playing?
I don't know if they're first year or second year. And that's going to go through. That gives Ann a chance now to set up. Good steal end. I think I'd throw a second. I want to throw a second guard. If you hit and roll under, then Team Sewell's peeling. Tough to throw that many guards in a row. Perfect. Team Stuhlman's going to go for the hit and roll under now.
Mine looks good.
Curling
Starting
hard.
to curl, yeah.
You need to catch this pretty thick with that weight. This looks pretty good.
Yep.
It's going to roll just a little too far. Not bad.
It's about a quarter covered.
Yep. Just under edge on edge. Well, they're going to tempt Team Sewell to chase here, so Bill Turner is going to try to chip out shot stone. flung that one out.
Yeah. I don't think this one's coming back.
Now a chance for Team Stuhlman to Christmas tree these rocks. I'm going to put one right in between. Go right in between those two. It'd be perfect. Just bite the 12-foot.
And when you set up that Christmas tree, it's you don't want those the shot rock and the stone we're throwing right now to be perfectly lined up, because that kind of sets you up for a double, right?
Potentially, yeah. So if you Christmas tree it, there's no way to get a double.
Right.
You can get rid of one stone, but not two. So they're just going for the straight guard here. So it's coming
Close.
over to the Christmas tree. Oh, it lost the handle.
Oh.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
It's going to serve as a guard.
Yep.
And they're going to have to open up things. And Bill Turner looking to peel the card that was just thrown.
Yeah, he's hitting that.
Might get a double
Card.
here. Almost got the double.
Yeah.
Needed to come up just a hair for the double.
Sheet 2, Team Jones took one in the fourth end, so 6-2. Team Law over Team Jones.
So Team Law up 4 with the hammer in the fifth end. All right, good chance here now for Team Stuhlman. They got something brewing. Just ignore shot rock out there. They need to get one around the center guard to the 4-foot. Ben Gaetano now with his trusty stick. Try to get around. This should curl well. They should get good finish on this. It's not wide. Can they get this by?
Oh, it's close.
They're just gonna. They just got by.
Paper thin.
Yeah, they're not getting out to the broom on those. On this wide out turn here. Cut that a lot closer than they needed. But they did get around, they did, and they're now sitting 2.
I think Sheet 5, I think they shook. Team Palazzoli and Team Hurd.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a final.
Assuming Team Hurd may have taken 1 or 2 in the fourth end.
I assume they took more than 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So we'll call that one a final. Ben Gaetano just looking to plug the hole. If you come right in here, it wouldn't be terrible. Again, that little Christmas tree.
Yep.
This one's kind of hanging a little bit. Here it comes. A little chip here wouldn't be bad. It actually worked out very well. Now both stones are guarded. Good plan B. Now Team Sewell in a little bit of trouble. I think you got to open up here.
So he wants to stay away from his blue, or is he going to try to?
I think you need to move the guard that
yeah.
was just thrown.
Yeah.
You need to open up the 4-foot. He does have the 4-foot open on the right-hand side, so he's got one way in. And if you peel this yellow guard, you'll have 2 ways in. I think the goal is to make sure you've got 2 ways in. So at least there is a way to get to the 4-foot with your last shot. They're going to get the center guard, which that'll be helpful, actually. It opens up shot stone, and I think you got to put the center guard back.
Right. So you can see of that stone, you can see at least just a touch more than half.
Yeah, you can see 2/3. I think you go right on the center line, and that should take care of everything.
Yeah.
And then that'll really kind of pose the question to Team Sewell. They're going to peel once more, or are they just going to go in?
Go in, right.
And we're down to skip stones. It's not a great steel rock. It's just middle 8. So, I mean, the whole 4-foot is still open. I think with Ann's last stone, she's probably going to have to go top 8 the other side maybe to cut off the 4-foot. Got to throw a center guard here. Don't want to come deep.
Yep.
This looks pretty good for a line.
Line looks, very good.
That works fine.
Yep.
Over curled a tad, but we'll take it. Guard shot stone. Now the question is, do you come in now? And I think the answer is yes. Team Sewell's going to try to come around the center guard now and get shot stone. There's a small element of danger here. If you come in and leave the shot open, it leaves and the possibility to either hit or roll under instead of pile. If you make this shot good and just nibble top 4, you'll be in pretty decent shape, I think.
Yep. A lot of rocks in the way if you get to that top 4 under cover.
Key shot here, in the 5th end. First skip rock for Bill Sewell. They've got the last stone this end. Looking to draw top 4.
Sweeper's on it early.
And he got it out there, so. It's curling hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the guard.
On the guard.
The weight wasn't terrible. It's just they're not taking enough ice on that turn. Now a golden opportunity for Ann Stolman. She can come right around top 4, top 8, cut off the 4-foot. Yeah, if you come right in here behind the guard, then it's really tough for Team Sewell to score.
Don't want to be deep because you don't want to give Bill something to draw to.
Right. Yeah, shorter would be better. You just want to get half under the blue. It would be perfect.
And she's taking about the same ice. Oh, she's moving now.
Yeah, she got to move.
She was taking the same ice that Bill had,
Yep.
so she's having him move the broom out, which is good.
Yeah, because Bill curled all the way across the center line and wrecked on the yellow guard. This still may not be enough ice. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think if you throw the right weight, this is going to buckle. You want to hit this early and hold it out. He's out to the broom. You're going to have to go. Too late.
On the guard?
Yeah, you had to hold that out early.
Now, do they want to maybe take the bounce off the guard to kind of block up that 4 a little more?
Yeah, it's just didn't take enough ice.
Yeah.
And you had to go on that early. So did leave a little piece of the forefoot open for Bill Sewell. He's going to have to take ice on the edge of the 12 here.
Yep.
This is playing a lot like it did at the end of the season. I mean, there was just a ton of swing. That might be enough ice, maybe. I would not be uncomfortable if you put the broom on the edge of the 12-foot.
Sheet 4, Team Acosta took 1 in the 5th, so they're up 6-2 over Team Hagberg.
Big steal there for Team Acosta.
He's out there.
Bill's actually wide on that, so that might work out to his favor. Look, it's coming in already. Has it got the weight? There may be by if he's got the weight. No, it's just going to click. And again, they did not take enough ice. And that's going to be a steal. Steal of 2 for Team Stillman. They are back in the game after 5 innings of play. It is a 6-5 game. So after being down early, 6-0. A 3 and a steal of 2 has brought this game right back into play.
That's curling.
Yeah, and now your strategy can be a little more manageable here. You don't have to go crazy for a steal here. You need to try to steal this in probably, but a force wouldn't be the end of the world. You don't need to steal multiples this end. That's the good news.
Right.
So keep applying the pressure.
Okay.
A good guard.
Play.
Game on.
Yep.
Here in the 6th end, Bill Sewell of the Blue Rocks will have the hammer again here in the 6th.
I don't see Bill throw a lot of corner guards. Tends to like to be in the house.
Just squeaked by.
Hit and roll?
Yeah, I think down 1, you
Sure.
don't have to ignore that rock. We can just hit it. You can roll under the center guard. Even better. Just the straight spot. Look at it. Runs really straight there.
Yeah.
Now the weight comes off.
Here it comes. Might be a good shot.
Going to get a piece.
Oh, rolls a little too much.
It's okay. He got rid of shots rock.
Sheet 2 down to Hammerstone. Team Law. Looks like if they get a nose hit, they could take 2. So what's Ann doing? Coming around? Coming around.
Yeah, she's going to go all out for a steal. Taking a little risk here. Also contemplating whether or not
So what's the
a
less
player
risky?
can, well, the less
Just
risky
hit.
thing is just to try to hit and roll again and
the blue, yeah.
keep the game close.
Yep.
Of course, it also depends on whether or not you think your player can make that hit accurately. Going to go for a center guard here. That just looks a little on the warm side. It's going to come in. That's a decent plan B. Came right around the center guard. It's going to poke out the backside. It is shot stone.
On sheet 2, Team Law just N5, hung 2 more. So commanding lead 8-2 over Team Jones after 5.
So Team Seoul looking to remove shot stone and sit 2 here. Put some pressure on Team Stillman. We know this will buckle with light weight. Here it comes.
Plenty of space from that guard.
Going to get a little roll under.
So when your stones are behind T line as a skip, are you typically giving a little bit, maybe a little more ice because there's more distance for that stone to curl?
Not unless it's way on the back 12.
Okay.
On the back 12, you do have to account for it curling a little bit more.
Is it called a freeze to this
Yeah,
shot?
just a freeze on the back one. Getting some nice curl here. Look at this finish. This is going to be a nice shot. Don't want to bounce. Don't want to bounce. Just want to come right to it. And that is a pip.
Nope. Pushed it back a little bit.
Had to get it around the guard.
Yep.
But it's shot stone, and it's fully buried now. Can see maybe a quarter of it. Yeah, I think you got to open up here.
Going after shot again.
Going to go
Yeah.
after a shot. The pro side miss here is to peel the guard, and that's fine. You just don't want to flash everything. You got to be a little careful. The yellow will jam in the back.
Yeah.
If
Looks like he's going to make contact.
Yeah. And the question is, you got to hit it really high to get it over the top here. Looks like they're going to get the jam. Now a chance to hit and roll under. You can throw that nice light kind of board weight come around. You can hit and roll under that center guard. They got a ton of curl here.
She's calling, looks like Ann wants the freeze again, but that's a hard shot. That's the hardest shot.
It's wide open. And you can definitely get to the inside. You can see a lot of air between the guard and the shot stone. Don't need to throw a ton of weight here, even hack weight. Push it to the back 12 even would be fine. You just want to get a little to the inside.
Yep, little roll.
Yeah, you got to go hard on this.
Yeah. Weight looks a little down.
Yeah, just
Oh, and they came up.
didn't get it. Didn't get to the broom.
No.
Didn't get to the broom.
Weight was okay. Like you say, it was a little
Weight
bit
was fine.
narrow.
It's narrow. Yep. The weight was fine. One of the things you need to remember is that you're playing on the curly side of the ice like that is your pro side is a little wide. You know, narrow is never an option. And it looks goofy because you think if I miss this wide, I'll miss everything, but there's so much curl.
So Bill was calling for the hit, right, on this.
Yeah, get rid of shot stone and sit 1-2.
This one's curling hard, though. He's on his blue.
And he rolled in front of the Yellowstone, which complicates things a little. If you freeze to the blue rock, yeah, I like that.
Yep.
That was good. I think most skips, that would be the instinct, is get a second one in and lock it right on the second stone. We made this once already, so.
Hardest shot in curling, though, freezes, right?
Yeah, you got to get line and weight.
Yeah.
This looks very, very hot. Needs to curl. Just a little heavy, and of course they got into the straight zone there as well. Gonna sit in the back for a third shot, so they're first and third.
I think Bill probably wants to push back that shot rock right a little bit.
You can even run your blue back. I mean, for Bill, he's looking to get a single here. The main thing for Bill is this is the sixth end, right?
Yep.
You need to make sure you get your one this end. So whatever you do, don't clog up the middle.
Right. He wants hammer an eighth, right?
Right. You want to get your one here to go up two, and then make sure you've got the last rock in the last end. Sixth end is so critical. This looks like a good one. Is it going to come enough? It is. It is. Beauty.
Okay, so Bill's sitting shot, completely covered under the guard. So Ann's just calling the freeze.
Yeah,
come down.
Get freeze right on it. Shot stone is just a hair behind tee line. Ann is looking to get a rock right on top here. Even if it's not shot, it wouldn't be terrible, but you'd like to get shot stone here if you could.
Line looks good. Gotta stay with it on weight. They just came up just a bit short.
Good line.
Mm-hmm. So looks like blue's sitting two at this point.
I don't know if they're one or two. It's hard to tell whether the shot in the back. And
yeah,
the yellow in the back must be second rock, or they wouldn't be thinking about tapping up this blue.
Yeah.
They could split that and sit three.
Mm-hmm.
Tap it up and sit two and have a chance to draw for three. I think Ann can throw another come around the rock she just threw. That's the one I think you need to be worried about.
Yeah, it looks like, is Bill trying to split here? Like,
I think he's just throwing a straight tap up.
Yeah.
That'll force Ann into that same freeze, but she'll be a little further, a little wider.
Now in this raise, you don't want to keep it above tee, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go behind tee, it just becomes another freeze target.
Right.
This is almost where you want to pass if you're blue, because you're going to get a deuce here unless Ann makes an absolutely perfect crackerjack draw above the blue shot stone. You just don't want to leave anything for Ann to freeze to. line is perfect here, but I
Yep.
think it's going to be a bit heavy. And now you got a freeze target.
Yep.
And that's the easier freeze now. So Anne's not out of the woods yet. She's got to make a really good shot here, but you got to put a rock right here.
Yep.
The other freeze is really tough, and you can't really freeze. I think the best you could do on the other side is put a rock here and hope you can't nose it and jam it over here.
Right.
You know, you're looking for the jam.
Stay in the game. Got to make this.
If you hit it, you're dropping 2. I think that's probably not going to get it done.
Right.
I wouldn't count on Bill missing his last shot to hit an open stone for 2.
Right. So on sheet 4, Team Acosta took 2 in the 6th end, so they're ahead of Team Hagberg 8-2 after 6.
So they stole another 2 to take a commanding lead. This is a key shot in our featured game. And Stillman looking to freeze to shot stone. Down by 1, but looking at 2. We know this will curl from here.
Here it comes.
Just don't lose it.
Yep.
And then they waited too long. That was a perfect shot.
Yep.
I'm not even sure it's shot stone. I think they're third rock.
I don't think so. Maybe second. I think that.
I don't know about that. That's awfully close.
Is it?
If they're not second, then Bill's got to draw for 3. Well, they just lost it. That was a perfectly thrown rock. They needed to be sweeping early for line and did not anticipate the curl. And we know that it swings, from the sheet 3 side, from the sheet 4 side to the sheet 2 side, it swings very hard. I think if they got on that early, they would have been dead frozen.
So Bill wants to stay away from that last yellow rock.
Don't want to touch that rock.
Don't even come close to that. So
if it's not shot.
Is it the freeze down to his?
Yeah, you draw 4 foot right to his rock on the side of the 4.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's still dangerous. You can't wreck on the yellow, right? But if you could draw in here, it would be for 3. You're sitting 2 already, I think. Again, we can't tell from up here. If he's not sitting 2 already, then it's a little dicey. I think you'd still draw for 2, right? Even if and second rock?
Yeah.
You still come around. I think you're going to play the same shot no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like he wants to hit that stone. Team Sewell's hitting 1 for sure in the back 4. The question is whether or not their rock on the side of the 4 is second stone.
So if he's doing anything, if he's thinking I can chip that yellow out to the side.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to come down. Let's see if I can pull up our near house here. It looks like he is thinking about coming down and trying to hit and roll and take this over the top.
And the risk is if he over curls, he could
give up a steal.
Jam that yellow. Yeah.
Yep. I'm thinking your safest shot. Remember what we have to do here is Bill needs to score this in. The most important thing is that he get his 1. He's already got his 1 locked up. So
do no harm.
I like to draw for 2.
Yep.
Come through the hole and draw for 2. If you get your 1, you get your 1, and you're up 2 in total control after 6.
And let's think about this too. If he comes too heavy and he chips that top yellow out, his shooter could also take out that second rock on the 4 foot.
Yeah, I mean, he'd probably still get 2 unless he comes over the top. So
he's
risky shot.
No, he's coming out the back for the yellow.
He's going to get his deuce. So he took it over the top, got his 2.
Okay.
And that's even better than the 1. And so now Team Sewell in control again, up 3. With 2 ends to play. So after 6 ends, 8-5, Team Sewell over Team Stuhlman. Team Stuhlman with the yellow rocks will have the last rock in the 7th end. Obviously, Bill was very comfortable throwing that hit and rolling over the top, knowing he could get his deuce. If you had your draw weight in your pocket and you knew the line there, you would throw the draw all day long, and that's pretty low risk. So just a matter of style and confidence and what shot you can throw. So a well-executed shot, and that puts Team Sewell in control up 3 here after 6 ends of play. So if you're Team Stuhlman here, you got to get a deuce this end, and then hope you can steal the last end. If you get a couple misses, maybe you can grab another 3. And one thing Team Sewell didn't want was another guard. That one came up short, and that's actually a corner, so that'll help Team Stuhlman. They can throw another corner here for free. This one looks like it might slip into the house. And Lee McLernan being asked to remove shot stone. Yeah, nicely done. Plenty of inside out curl there.
As you said, though, it's so critical for the front end would set up those stones in the beginning because that first rock slipped in. Now we're into a, changes the whole complexion of things.
Yeah, it makes it a little tougher. So Ann's going to ignore that rock. They're just going to draw around the corner guard. Weight doesn't look too bad here. It just didn't move enough. Could have swept that. I got it underneath. I kind of gave up on that shot. I think they could have gotten that half under if they had swept. And this will make it easier for Bill Turner to throw the hit.
Running a little straight there.
Yeah,
looks like a good nose hit.
Held that,
little roll.
Held that well.
Nose hit. So on sheet 2, after 6 ends, Team Jones looks like I think they just took 1.
Just grabbed a single there.
I think so. I'll tell you in a second.
Yep, just grabbed a single.
8-3.
8-3. Team Law with hammer up 5. That game may be getting close to the end. No, that miss did not help.
No.
I think the danger rock this end for Team Stolman is the one on the top 12. You could draw around your corner guard, but that top 12 rock can be raised. Mainly they're in a pickle. They've got no rocks in play, and there's going to be 3 blues on the rings here. And you got to deal with that rock on the, just biting the forefoot at some point. I think you got to clear the rock they just threw and hope you can roll under something.
Yeah, the back one.
You're going to get shot stone. Can they hang around? It does not hang around. So I'd be tempted to get rid of the corner guard. That's the only rock that's hurting you is the corner guard.
Yeah, that's the danger stone.
That's the only stone that Team Stulman can use.
I mean, you want to resist that urge to just keep throwing stones in the house, right? Because sometimes I've seen some teams, they tend to do that. Like, well, I'm up, I'll just throw more rocks. But that doesn't necessarily always help you.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the other team can start pushing them to the back of the house. We are getting late in the end, so we're to thirds. If you can bump this up to a good spot, it'd be great. But, you know, if you go behind T-line here and somehow Team Stulman can draw to it, then... And so now they got a backer. Now you come around the corner. You go right around the corner and get in front of the stone they just raised. And that stone they just raised is an impediment, right?
Right.
So, yeah, you're sitting 2 or 3 here, but by leaving rocks in play, you're giving Team Stulman a chance. That corner guard is their only trump card. This looks tight. That hung on the center line, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was tight coming out. Need to finish it. And there's a really great shot by Bangatano. He's above T-line and he's got the backer behind it. Mostly buried.
And it's shot, so does Bill have to deal with that right now? Is he gonna?
Yeah, I think so. He's got to come right to it. Yeah. If you don't, they're going to keep piling them in.
Yep.
This one's a little heavier.
Looks good here. It's starting to curl. Might
not going to clear the guard.
Nope.
It's going to open up the middle, so that even helps Team Stulman more. Now the middle is open for the draw for 2. I think they can pile another one right behind the corner. Get right in front of your yellow.
Touching 8 foot.
Yeah, I think you want to be second rock here. I think you want to almost freeze to it.
Yep. Easiest shot in curling, same shot, right?
Yeah, easiest shot in curling. Not. It looks like a lot more weight.
Yeah.
Don't want to group these stones.
Keep it up.
And that is very unfortunate. Now there's a
chance for the double.
Yep.
And Bill doesn't care about keeping the shooter.
No,
does he?
you just need 2/3 of a rock here, or both yellows to go. Worst possible spot you could have put the stone. Yeah, where you wanted that stone was up here. That's perfect. Then there's no way to get rid of the middle yellow. You're going to lose your shooter, but that's going to go off here. That goes out there.
And it looks like we have a final on sheet 4. Team Acosta over Team Hagberg after 7.
So congratulations to Team Acosta. That is the Conley medal.
He's making contact. It looks like a good shot.
Caught it a little thin,
Yeah.
but it's going to do the job. Still a chance for a skip deuce here, and still can come around and throw that freeze again, or the draw to the behind the corner guard to T9.
All my friends like to tap on their tap. Some of them learn to use screws. They don't come out.
So Ann just needs to put this back. Want to go there again. First skip Brock, 7th end, and Stulman.
Line looked pretty good. Sweepers on it early.
Line looks really good. Doesn't have the distance. Looks pretty good. That's right where Ben put it. Very nice.
Fully buried under the blue guard.
And that's going to force Bill Sewell to throw the freeze. It'll be tough to get shot rock here. If you throw the freeze, you got to make sure you're shot rock here.
Right, don't want that freeze to over curl freeze on the other side.
Right, then you just give up a draw for 2. And you can't bounce. That leaves a tap back for 2. Well, Bill Sewell with his last rock here in the 7th end. He needs to throw a perfect freeze. Oh, he's going to go for the chip out. He's throwing weight.
It's on the guard.
So he thought he could get around. He came really close, but he's going to chip the guard. So that'll be a draw for 2 now for Ann Stuhlman. And she has gotten her wish to get a deuce here this end. She can make this draw. Still, Team Sewell will be in control. They'll be up 1 with coming home. So if you ask any team if they'd like to be up 1 with coming home, I think they'd say yes.
What's the percentage of teams that are up 1 coming home?
Oh, up 1 with has got to be like 80%, I would think.
You're going to take it, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be very high.
But if Van can get this, it'll certainly keep the pressure on.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Probably closer to 95%. You figure your steal percentage is maybe around 20%. So Ann would have to steal to win the game. So that's 20% of 20%. So you can do the math. That's like 5%, right?
All right.
But it's bigger than 0. That's the main
That's
thing
right.
is get a deuce here, and then she's in business.
How does this look? A little
Looks
heavy?
pretty good.
Looks good.
Looks like it's all over the 4 foot. Didn't lay a
Nice
lick
shot.
to it.
Nope.
And
nice shot. Perfect shot.
that's a deuce for Team Stuhlman. So they're still in the game here after 7 ends of play. It is 8-7, Sewell over Stuhlman. And Team Sewell, playing the Blue Rocks, will have the last rock here in the last end. They are up 1 with. Good position to be in.
But anything can happen. It's curling.
Yeah, you can steal this end. Steal's not out of the question. And probably we need 2 guards here.
You gotta say more. Roger's taking it. Everyone keeps saying like you're saying less than Roger. You gotta talk about it. Roger had no input on that one. Put his cough button on.
There you go. Nice tight guard.
All right.
4 out of 4 on that one.
Tell you something, Dan kept this game close. It was looking ugly for a while. Take it off, take it off.
I did that for a while. I can't remember.
This looks a little light. The one at it in, didn't he?
And a little wide. Yeah, they're drawing to the wing. Threw it a bit wide. And that's going to throw a second guard for Ann. So that actually helped her out.
Come on in.
She can go around now. He got, got 2 guards. And if you don't think your lead can throw a good draw here, then just throw a 3rd guard.
Yeah, so pro side here is either
you don't
in fully buried or light.
Or short, yep. I think especially with an inexperienced curler, you have this. You have your curler throw this light. If you get good line, you can sweep it in. And this will be a high guard, which is fine.
Yep.
I don't mind this at all. Would like to get it over.
It's going to be close.
Oh. And they're going to peel their own blue. Got to be careful here. You can't remove the yellow in the process.
Right. You can peel your own guard anytime you want, right?
Right. You just can't get rid of the yellow at the same time.
Right. 5 guard or 5 rock rule.
Yep.
Looks like Bill and Ann are having a conversation about that.
What you can't do is remove the yellow. If you run the blue into the yellow and the yellow goes out of play, all the rocks go back.
They go back to their original position?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I think that's what Bill was talking about, is we're going to try and remove this.
They can put that rock anywhere they want to, where they can't take it down.
And that's a nice shot.
Nice outcome, yeah. Surgical. Surgical removal.
There you go. So now Ann's got to
rid of-
throw the guard back. I think stack another guard up. High guard. Go right in front. You don't want to stagger them.
Yeah,
You want to go top and bottom right on top of it.
Curious why she was calling that for the stagger.
Makes it easier for the double. Not that everyone in this Bonspiel is going to be able to throw double peels, but
Right.
you don't need to throw a lot of weight to get a double peel.
And it looks like we have a final on sheet 2. Team Law over Team Jones.
And that's our Crawford medal. So congratulations to Team Law. Make that a final. So the only game going is our feature match. Didn't look like it would make 8 ends after the first 3, but it's been a close game.
Staggered guards.
So 2 guards in play now for Team Stolman.
Now, will the ice change? Now, people leaving the ice will condition can change possibly,
it'll
right?
it'll slow up a little bit with people coming off the ice. And they could peel guards now. The 5 rock rule has expired, so. And draw sailed through. So now a chance for Ann Stuhlman to get into the 4-foot first.
Coming around. So, and this is where draw weight is absolutely critical. Like as we just said, people are leaving the ice. Everybody has a feel for the ice. It's the 8th end. And
it might be just a hair slower now with
Yeah.
people coming off, so you're going to need to be aware of that. I like coming this way. This side's got a ton of curl. And this is not wide enough. They're going to be on the center guard. And just didn't get out to the broom. It's going to add
light.
another.
yeah.
Add another guard, though. So now you got some stacked guards. Those are nicely stacked.
Yep.
All right, so
So Bill's going to come around, or is he going to start peeling? Looks like he's going to peel.
I think you got to get rid of some of these stones. I mean, those are the ones that's going to kill you in the end.
Yep. Who cares about coming in at this point, right? Just
You come in, they're going to tap you back. I
Right.
mean, it's just going to get uglier. I think you get these out of play. If you had a half a rock here, you'll get rid of, you'll move at least 2 of them off the center line. Again, this is wide.
yeah. Maybe the back one. So
Now
Nope.
go by everything. Now with 3 guards in play, a chance for Ann to get a stone around. Ben needs to throw a good one here. They'll be in business. Still like throwing the end turn. You got a ton of ton of curl here.
And this is a Goldilocks shot. You don't want it light. You don't want it too heavy. You want it just right.
Yeah, you got to be buried top 4 here.
Yeah.
I think you got enough guards. I think Ann is afraid of having coming too deep here.
Yep. Giving Bill something to come down to.
So give Ben, say, throw just in front of the house. If you get really good line, have your sweepers drag that right around. Again, he's a little tight again. And calling sweep right away.
Yeah, this looks light.
Oh, get on it hard, guys.
And it's going to be right on the guard. So you got to get out to the broom.
Now 4 guards in play.
Yep. Now it's getting too late to peel. I think now you're going to have to get in. You got 4 rocks up front. You're never going to get rid of all of them with your last 4 stones. So you're pretty much committed. This is kind of like hit the panic button, get around.
And interesting, Bill's calling this side of the sheet. Do you think this side's running a little straighter than coming the other way?
I think there's curl on both sides,
Yeah.
but I think there's a lot more berry on the other turn.
Yeah.
He might be saving that turn for himself. You don't want to leave this short. If you get this on the rings, it would be great. Now it's going to finish nice.
Yeah. You're on.
They're going to get on the rings, so didn't leave it short, so that was good.
Yeah.
It's only top 12, biting top 8, but still gives a chance for Ann to get around.
Yeah. But it is fully buried, so.
Yeah, it's not a factor. It's an insurance rock for Bill, but I think the team that gets to the 4 foot first here is going to be in control. Got to get out to the broom here. There's just such a ton of finish. A little bit better on the broom. The line is really good if the weight is, but it's going to be a little heavy.
Touch heavy, yeah.
It's going sideways. Going to be shot rock maybe? Nope. Not going to hang on.
If Billy still had any hand room, that would have been out the back.
So has Bill come down to that one?
You got to go around.
So how was it trying to stack your
Yep.
broom?
I'll let someone else do it. I'm too loaded for that.
It seemed like just
My broom is a support system.
physically it was a tough thing to do.
My broom can lift. Everyone's there close like I don't know why there's not more in my room. The best part about my
If you get to the top 8 here even, I think you're in good shape.
Are you serious?
it doesn't matter at all. My first 2 years.
Again, they're not wide there, so they're going to have to go to get this around. This will finish so hard.
Actually, with that broom, I have no back pain. Even with a straight broom, it's be a nail here. I actually don't know why I'm living with that broom.
Well,
Just touching.
the game's not over yet.
Nope.
Ann can get around that on that turn. There is so much curl.
It's like a troglodyte or something.
You should pick it up. It's like 3 times heavier than your broom, probably.
I bet, yeah.
The only question is which way do you want to come?
You can hold it like this,
Yeah.
balanced on these fingers.
And that's all you can do. Isn't it?
Yeah. That's about
You
all
can
I
come this way, or you can come this way. There is so much curl over here. I almost think this end turn is easier.
Oh, never say that with a full cup, man.
Oh, I never.
None of them's easy.
I do.
Now, does her having a backer make any difference?
I think that's totally irrelevant. I think you got to get to the 4 foot.
Yeah.
If you're behind T line, I think that's not going to help.
Yeah.
That Dale was out on the ice in case anybody needs a craniotomy.
It's just a question of what do you want to leave Bill as well,
Right.
right? Because
Sorry. What's your point? It's right here.
Or skips it or go.
Get some earwax in there and go for that. Clear that out.
so they're going to throw the out turn.
Yeah, but saying you can get that same drill bit. Canadian
You can see a little more of the 4 foot this way for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's official when it comes to it.
Oh, exactly. It's endorsed.
It's out there.
I think you have to be.
Yep.
It's a great game. In case you
I mean, sheet 4 was better, but
finished early.
No, just bringing the broom in a little bit.
that's how I roll.
Team
Let's see how that plays. Line looks
Like
good.
the line.
Yep.
It's going to cut. Got to get on it.
Yep. Yep.
What do you think, Melon? Do you think they should wait?
Yep.
Too late.
Yep.
Again, didn't anticipate the curl.
Nope.
And it needed it for weight.
You gotta go early. Well, that's go early and you come up.
So Bill's first rock. Is he also trying to get into the 4? Or do you think he's going to try maybe the raise?
I think he can save the raise. It's not going anywhere. I think you try to get around. You can tap his blue up. On this in-turn side, it's wide open.
Yep.
I think you just play a little tap.
Yep. That's what he's looking to.
Tap that right to the forefoot, and you've still got the yellow-blue combo.
Sure. And the raise gives him the advantage of protecting the forefoot a little bit, right?
Yeah,
forcing Ann to go a little
not that
further
that's a
out.
huge bonus with hammer, but
No.
the main thing is to keep Ann out of the forefoot. That's You could draw around your blue stone as well, as long as you get tucked in.
Right. The risk is if he over curls, crosses nose, and pushes that blue back too far, it gives Ann something to either hit to or
yeah, she could
come
play
down to.
a hit and roll.
Yeah.
No one's got a good scoring rock yet, so it's not over yet. No one's on the forefoot. First rock last end here for Bill Sewell. Just looking to tap up shots, his second rock there. Line looks really good.
Yep.
Got to stay high on this. And he hit it a little low, but it's in a good spot. It's half covered. And I think he's going to have to throw the out-turn draw again.
Sure.
She got nothing on the in-turn side. She needs to get a piece of the forefoot. So I think there's plenty of room here. I think you can come around and grab a piece of the forefoot.
And if she does that, Bill will completely ignore that and try to come around the other way, right?
Depends on where those rocks wind up.
Yeah.
They're both going to be, it'll be a tough choice whether you tap up his blue that he just tapped up again, or if he tries to come down and just push in back. So last rock, 8th end for Ann Stillman, looking to grab a piece of the forefoot here. To play an extra end.
You get a hammer. Nope, you're late.
And it's going to overcurl. Not there. So people coming off the ice, it got a little slower.
Yep.
And that's going to be, let's call it 2. They'll get credit for those 2 stones. So let's call it a 10-7 game. Congratulations to Team Sewell. They are the Calder winner for 2020, our first Bonspiel of the decade. That's Bill Sewell, Jen Turner, Bill Turner, and Lynn McLaren. They are our Calder medal winners for 2020. Hope you enjoyed the webcast. We'll see you again soon. The Mitchell Bonspiel is coming up later this week, and we'll be doing some streaming during that as well. So hope you will look for us then. So for Tim Crofton, I'm Roger Roulette. See you next time.